Hey guys, it's me, Noah, back doing another deck profile. This time I wanted to do one on one of my personal favorite decks, just like the Gladiator Beast. I'm going to be profiling DDT, otherwise known as Diamond Dude Turbo. This was a really popular deck back when we didn't have YCSs, but we had Shonen Jumps. And even at YCSs, it was really, really good. There's a lot of cards missing from the deck, but it's still something that I think is viable for casual play. So we play the triple Diamond Dude obviously because it's Diamond Dude Turbo. You want to get to him as quickly as you can. He's really good just because you don't have to pay the cost if you mill over a normal spell. And you can filter the cards. If you don't want to see a certain card, Diamond Dude just makes it so you don't have to see it. And also, when a spell card goes to the graveyard, you can activate it during your main phase 1 or your main phase 2. And that's really, really good because you can mess with your opponent. Because nobody ever bothers to read Diamond Dude because it just says main phase. So we play 3 of him. We play 2 Summoner Monk to get to Diamond Dude. And to get to a lot of other important cards in this deck. There's a combo with Summoner Monk that I'm going to show you at the end of the deck profile. We play the 1 Photon Thrasher because you can special summon him first turn and your opponent will not know what you're doing. So it's really, really good, and, they have to, essentially guess what you're playing. The 1 Wildheart just because he's another warrior. He is actually probably the worst card out of all of the choices in this deck, but you have to play him, so he's really, really good. 1 Destiny Hero, Doomlord just because he's another Destiny draw target. You can banish Dracosac, and you essentially get 2 turns to mess with them. And that's really, really important in this deck. This deck loses to Felground, it loses to Dracosac, and it loses to Big Eye. So, your goal is to banish those cards as soon as you can, and then swing for game turns later. Phantom of Chaos because you play BLS in this deck, and you also play Diamond Dude. You can banish Diamond Dude, you can banish Summoner Monk, and, you can go balls to the wall. But when BLS hits the graveyard, because there's a certain amount of lights and darks in the main deck, you don't really want to mess with that, so you just banish BLS, and it's really, really good. You play the 1 Bubble Man. You get off Bubble Man's effect quite often. You get off Bubble Man's effect quite often, actually, in this deck, because you can essentially ditch your hand. You've got Diamond Dude set up, and, they'll purposely, try and Torrential, and, they'll try and give you no room. And, you're just the warrior returning alive. Or, you Rhoda, and you win. You play Triple Dasher. Triple Dasher because Dasher is an extremely important card. Essentially what you can do with Dasher is you can sack 1 monster that's been, fiendish on your field. For some strange reason, people keep fiendishing my Diamond Dude, or breakthroughing it. And it's really, really awkward, so, I just go Dasher, sack it, he becomes 31. He switches himself to defense mode, so it's really, really good. And once he's in the graveyard, once you can special summon a monster, you draw for turn. So it's really, really, really amazing once he gets in the graveyard. He makes all of your other plays 10 times faster. You play the 1 Jinzo. You usually end up alluring him, but what happens is you summon Jinzo, and, you can essentially make all the plays you want. And then you play the 1 Prime Material Dragon because Prime Material Dragon is an okay card. It's a light. And once they target 1 monster and try and destroy it, you can ditch 1 and negate it, and that's really, really good because it slows down a lot of people. Then you play the 2 Beast King Barbaros. You can normal summon him for 19. You can special summon him off of Reasoning. And you can special summon him off of... And you can special summon him off of Dasher. And it's really, really, really fun. And you can also go Summoner Monk into Diamond Dude. Activate Diamond Dude's effect, and regardless if you hit or miss, you can sack 3 for Barbaros, and they lose a field, and you have a 3k beater. And that is amazing. And then you play the 1 BLS. Normally I didn't want to play this card, but I was doing testing, and I really, really liked it. Also, I lost my 2 Swiss Scarecrows last week, and they're just gone. But you need to play 2 Swiss Scarecrows in this deck because there are times where you have dead hands, and Swiss Scarecrow makes it so you can get the Bubble Man a lot faster. And then you play triple Destiny Draw, really good draw card, basic. You can send Dasher to grave, and it gets all of your stuff going. And then for the 2s of spells, that's the only 3 of them you play. You play 2 Warrior Returning Alive, just to hit the Diamond Dude, just to hit the Bubble Man, and get back stuff. And if you don't even have any Warriors in grave, like first turn, this would be a bad opener, but you usually open with Summoner Monk, so you just ditch it. Then you play 2 Magical Stone, because if you get this off of Diamond Dude, you don't have to pay the cost. Or you can ditch Dasher, and you can ditch Doom Lord, and you can add back a Rhoda. And if you have no cards in hand, you go for Bubble Man, and you draw 2. That's fantastic. Then you play 2 Reasoning. I really liked Reasoning in this deck, just because Reasoning sets up all of your most fantastic plays. The ratios in this deck is there's 5 level 6s, there's a bunch of level 4s, there's 1 level 3, and there's 2 level 8s that you can special summon. So it's really, really good. And, like, even if your opponent manages to get it right, like, you've managed to put a lot of cards in your graveyard. And then for 1s of spells, we play the 1 Lightning Vortex. We play the 1 Lightning Vortex because Lightning Vortex is important. It's a discard outlet, and you can blow their field without blowing yours. So it opens a lot of OTKs, which this deck can do. Back to square one, just so like you can put back Beals and other stuff, which is really, really important. 1 Allure, basic draw card. Creature Swap, because you can have Doom Lord banish for the effect if they have 2 monsters. Creature Swap, take theirs, activate its effect, and it's really, really good. 1 Monster Reincarnation. Monster Reincarnation, you ditch 1, add 1. Bubble Man Abuse. Summoner Monk Abuse. It's funny. We play 1 Feather of the Phoenix so you can stack the deck with Diamond Dude and you're guaranteed to hit at least 1 spell. That's really important in this deck. And, like, I will always go for Rhoda or the Warrior Returning Alive. Get to Bubble Man, you draw 2, like, exhaust my hand and just, like, play out of it. 1 Monster Gate. So you can sack Doom Lord and Doom Lord after you banish for Doom Lord. And you essentially regain advantage, and it's really, really good. Then you play the 1 Day of Peace. Everybody likes a free turn. And a lot of people will set up, and then like you just go into like really dumb plays, and a lot of people can't play out of it. You play the 1 Dark Hole, obvious. It's not a neg regardless if you draw 5 cards because this deck is all about drawing. And then you play Divine Sword, Phoenix Blade. This is a really, really old card, so I'm going to explain it for people who don't know. You can banish 2 warriors from your graveyard during your main phase, and you can re-add this card to your hand. So it makes a lot of the discard outlet cards in this deck not dead, and that's really, really important. And then for the extra, we play a bunch of basic stuff. 1 Steelstorm Roach. 1 Eevee-Gishki Marrowgeist. 1 Rhapsody. 1 Heartland Draco. And 1 Carthaginian Illuminescent Knight. These are all really, really good cards. Basic stuff. I think they're kind of meta, so I think they're important to play. 1 Maestroke. 1 Ragna-Zero. 1 Black Ship. And in this deck, you need to play the Utopias. My Utopias got stolen with my Black Wings, so I don't have my Black Wings anymore. So I can't really give that to you. But the combo that I wanted to show you with the deck is if you already have Warriors in Graveyard and you have Divine Sword, what you can do is you go Summoner Monk, and you ditch this with Summoner Monk's effect. You special summon another Summoner Monk. Then you can banish 2 warriors that are already in your graveyard, re-add it to hand, ditch 1, and then special summon Diamond Dude, and then you can overlay. You can go for the Beast King in your hand, and, like, it's really, really, really good. And, like, a lot of cards in this deck allow you to play out of stuff. But tell me what you think about the deck. I'll do a competitive version with the Maliciousness if this deck hits 7 likes. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe all of Team 1inch's videos. And this is Noah from Team 1inch signing out. Boom!